Our first enemy is not even Zionist dekat Israel. Actually, our first musuh is our own Muslim brothers. Sebab apa? Waktu semua benda ni berlaku, pemimpin Islam kebanyakan senyap. Satu button je nak hantar askar. Butang ni, satu negara Islam pun tak pernah tekan butang ni. Alright guys, so KFC 100 kedai terpaksa tutup, if I'm not mistaken. Starbucks declared a loss of 29 million ringgit. Malaysia, MACD unofficially a few cawangan tutup in Shah Alam, in Langkawi, and many more. Antara entity yang bagi list boycott is BDS. Prof, can you give us the current list, BDS punya list, jenama apa yang kita kena boycott?
Okay, terima kasih. Kita cakap informal kan? Campur-campur lah.
Campur boleh, Melayu preferably BM.
Okay, BDS ni dia ada categories. Ada yang consumer boycott, ada yang apa dipanggil organic boycott, ada pressure target, dan juga ada divestment and exclusion. Ada dia different category ya. Contoh Caterpillar, bulldozer. Kita tak panggil itu sebagai consumer boycott target because consumers don't buy Caterpillar bulldozers. Itu dipanggil divestment target dan exclusion target. Maknanya kita minta syarikat-syarikat jangan melabur dalam syarikat Caterpillar, ataupun exclude from contracts. For example, in Malaysia, in the context of Malaysia, we are asking Sime Darby not to distribute Caterpillar. And then you have also Google. We are not calling people to boycott Google.
Oh, we are on YouTube right now.
Yeah, because if you boycott Google, then you cannot Google.
So dalam Google is not dalam this BDS.
Ada, but it is not a consumer boycott target. It's called pressure targets. We are calling people to put pressure on the company because Google is complicit. Dia memang ada terbabit dengan Israel.
Dari segi apa? Just
dia ada investment, dia ada technical collaboration, tech collaboration with Israel. Dia ada I think cloud technology.
Project Nimbus,
Nimbus project. So dia banyak bekerjasama dengan Israel. So kita tak boleh biarkan dia. Tapi kita nak ajak orang boycott is not realistic.
Okay.
So kita minta orang bagi pressure.
How do you do that?
You can write emails to them. We organize seminars. People in America, they have meetings, they have seminars, organize discussions on why Google shouldn't be helping Israel. That's called pressure target.
Okay, Shuma, just one question. Kalau Google memang jelas is involved in supporting Israel, right? We have to use the word Israel. Kalau kita buat Israel, dia kena apa? Dia kena they will affect TikTok lah. Okay. So kalau jelas Google support Israel, right? Tapi kita masih boleh guna Gmail, kita masih layan YouTube, all the ads that go through, there's money for Google, right?
Yeah. So
apa beza, contoh lah, for example, I think one of the big cases in BDS was kena saman from McDonald's, the Golden Arches, right? Apa beza kita makan McD, contoh, makan McD, right? Dan layan YouTube, sedangkan dua-dua dalam list boycott.
Okay. So ini adalah strategi BDS.
Okay.
Strategi when BDS punya cara ialah dia strategi supaya dia mendapat kemenangan ataupun berkesan. Kalau kita buat secara tidak strategi, dia tidak berkesan.
Berkesan kepada siapa?
Berkesan kepada usaha untuk melemahkan Israel dan juga membuat masyarakat mengutuk Israel.
Okay.
Itu berkesan dalam usaha menyekat kezaliman Israel.
Okay.
Itu dia punya ultimate target is kita nak lemahkan dan isolate Israel daripada masyarakat dunia.
Betul.
Itu ultimate. Jadi kalau kita tak strategi atau tak buat perancangan yang bagus, kerja banyak tapi kesan dia kurang.
Betul. Ada pendapat di masyarakat Malaysia yang kata kebanyakan kesan boycott ni, last contoh Prof, kebanyakan yang kerja dekat contoh KFC atau McD, walaupun KFC is not on your list, recently keluar news that KFC is not on your list, but kebanyakan yang kerja dekat tempat-tempat ni orang kita, orang Melayu. So kesan dia adalah, current kesan, short term kesan would be ramai anak Melayu terjejas kerja.
Okay, jadi itu topik lain tu. Itu topik dari segi kesan sampingan kepada masyarakat. Yang saya sebut tadi adalah kesan kempen kita untuk melemahkan Israel. Jadi kita bincang yang tu dulu. Kenapa kita sebut kita kena bersrategi untuk berjaya melemahkan dan mengalahkan Israel. Saya bagi contoh, salah satu syarikat sebelum pergi kepada KFC ialah syarikat Nestle. Jadi Nestle ni pun juga berkait dengan Israel. Sebenarnya ada banyak syarikat. Any syarikat yang ada operasi di Israel layak untuk boycott sebenarnya, sebab dia membantu Israel kan.
Correct.
Tapi kalau you pergi ke Israel, you tengok apa syarikat yang beroperasi di Israel, you akan nampak Apple ada situ, Samsung ada situ, mungkin Huawei pun ada situ kan. Banyaklah. BMW, Mercedes, Toyota, you name it.
BMW, Mercedes pun,
you tengoklah dekat Israel tu macam-macam syarikat ada kan, saya sebut tadi kan. Macam-macam ada. Sebab dia telah, masalahnya, the problem is the world made a mistake because they recognize Israel as a legitimate state. That was the problem. It started in 1948.
So Prof, you salahkan contoh kalau business nak buka cawangan dekat Israel, contoh macam Mercedes. Kalau dia buka kedai dekat Mercedes, it's immediately should be boycott.
I'm not saying that. That's what I said just now. If you are talking about the mistake was in 1948, the world followed Americas and European countries to recognize Israel. That was a mistake.
Correct.
That state should not have been recognized by the international community. It was a crime against humanity when they established the state. But what happened was the international community recognized it, and because of that, many companies, I would say stupid, foolish, irresponsible companies, decided to follow suit and went to operate in Israel. By right, everybody should have boycotted Israel from very beginning, from 1948. Like Malaysia lah, kita tidak recognize kan. And some Palestinian, some other people, Arab, some etc. who knows the history, they know this country was illegal, should not be recognized, and therefore they refuse to have any diplomatic relation or trade relation with Israel. But unfortunately, many others, they recognize Israel, and as such, the international community, the majority recognize. So companies all over the world, Japanese, American, European, they started to do business.
Correct.
Okay, so what happened was, so many companies established there. But these companies, banyak lah, and salah lah sebenarnya. Tapi kalau kita nak boycott semua, then you will see, what phone are you going to be using? Because Apple is there, Samsung is there. Korean companies banyak ada kat situ. Chinese companies pun ada kat situ. Jadi sebab itu, the BDS movement said, we have to be strategic. We have to choose. Choose which one we want to focus on, so that will be very effective. And the decision on what to choose depends on certain factors. For example, the first one is complicity. Level of complicity maknanya tahap keterlibatan di dalam kezaliman. Contoh yang saya sebut tadi lah, Caterpillar. Kenapa? Caterpillar ni digunakan oleh tentera Israel untuk membunuh dan merobohkan rumah-rumah orang Palestin. Beribu-ribu rumah telah dirobohkan. Bila kita buat Caterpillar, kita boleh cerita pula. Kita boleh cerita apa yang berlaku di Palestin. Apa Caterpillar buat? Dia robohkan rumah. Apa jenis rumah? Kalau di West Bank, di tepi barat, orang Palestin, dia ada tanah. Tapi dia tak boleh bina rumah atas tanah tu. Tanah dia. Israel kata tak boleh. Kalau bina, nak bina kena ada permit. Orang Yahudi nak buat rumah tak ada masalah. Tapi orang Palestin nak buat rumah kena ada permit. Tapi permit dia tak bagi. Jadi kena minta permit tak boleh. Jadi orang Palestin dia kena ada rumah. Kena dia ada anak dan sebagainya, dibina rumah. A notice will be supplied by Israeli authority ni, dia kata awak telah buat something illegal, rumah awak kena roboh sendiri, kena sendiri dengan tangan. Kalau tidak, kita hantar bulldozers. Jadi bulldozer ni ada Caterpillar, ada Hyundai Heavy Industry, Hyundai ya, bukan Hyundai Motors lah, kita bawa lah. Hyundai Heavy Industry dia supply crane untuk robohkan, and then you have to pay. The Palestinian have got to pay for that. Mahal tu ribu-ribu. Tapi rumah tu, tanah orang Palestin. Kenapa dia tak baik? Sebab dia dipanggil Judaization policy. Dia tak nak orang Palestin berkembang, ada rumah, ada kampung. Dia nak hapuskan, nak ganti dengan perkampungan orang-orang Yahudi sahaja. Jadi bila kita sebut Caterpillar, kita sebut Hyundai, kita boleh cerita ni. Kita boleh cerita kezaliman yang berlaku.
How they are involved.
And then the story of the kezaliman tu lebih jelas.
So dia lengkap.
Lengkap. So, kalau banding saya sebut tadi, banding dengan KFC tadi kan. KFC, kita nak cerita tu macam mana yang tadi kan, dia robohkan rumah, dia bunuh orang. Kalau bulldozer ni, dia robohkan rumah, ada orang dalam pun dia roboh sekali.
Sure.
Now in Gaza,
so that's a crime, that's why we boycott.
In Gaza, people who were camping outside the Al-Shifa hospital, dia datang, dia jatuhkan tent tu, dia gilis sekali. Mati orang, hancur di bawah Caterpillar. So you can describe the crimes lah.
Correct.
Kalau KFC nak cerita macam mana? Dia ada. Tapi the way you cerita tu,
what did KFC do?
KFC dia ada operation. I told you dia ada operation.
Dia buka kedai dekat Israel.
Jadi saya sebut tadi, any company yang ada tu adalah complicit lah. Tapi level of complicity tu on the lower end. Nak cerita pun susah. Apa KFC orang makan-makan kan? Di kezaliman tu tak jelas. That's how we choose targets. It will help to explain. Number one is the complicity tinggi, tahap tinggi. Kemudian dia bantu kita untuk explain apa yang berlaku. Saya bagi contoh lagi, Hewlett Packard. Dia bagi IT support dekat checkpoints. Orang tanya, apa checkpoint ni? Okay, ceritanya macam ni. Dekat West Bank, orang Yahudi Israel, dia boleh lalu highway. Orang Palestin di West Bank, tanah dia sendiri, negeri dia sendiri, under international community, West Bank is supposed to be Palestine. Tapi dia tak boleh lalu kat highway. Dia kena jalan kampung, jalan kecil. Jalan kecil ni, dia ada checkpoint. Ada ratus-ratus checkpoint. For Palestinian to travel in their own country ni, so-called country ni, sebenarnya the whole thing is their country. Tapi di West Bank ni, international community kata ni Palestine. Tapi, my friend Sami Alawi, dia kata, dia nak travel 60 kilometers, it took him, not him, his mother. It took his mother 3 days.
Correct.
Why? Ada checkpoints. They stop you and then they say, okay, tanya question, stay there, few hours. And then, lepas tu, kadang-kadang suruh balik. Cannot. Any reason? No reason. You go back. So the Palestinians in West Bank, they cannot travel in Germany.
They live in an apartheid state.
We call it an apartheid state. 60 kilometers to then 3 days. Can you imagine that?
Correct.
So for example, for us to go to Shah Alam, 3 days. Does it make sense? And this is happening today. So dia ada checkpoint. Checkpoint ni dia ada
system.
IT. Yes. HP supplies this.
This is confirmed by articles and contracts yang
contracts.
HP memang supply system untuk checkpoint dalam Israel. Therefore, we should boycott HP.
So that's why it was chosen, because actually now dia dah berhenti kontrak tu, tapi dia ada kontrak lain pula. So the point it was chosen before was because it will help us to explain the story of checkpoints.
Okay.
Kalau kita ambil KFC tadi, nak cerita pasal checkpoint tak boleh kan?
Correct.
Dia boleh cerita lah pasal dia ada restoran dan sebagainya, tapi but as I said, you take another biscuit company for example, you nak explain pun dia tak ada kena kezaliman tu tak nampak sangat. So that is why KFC wasn't in the list. McDonald's also was not in the list.
Okay.
But what happened was in the case
I got one question. Because they are involved, contoh kita bagi contoh. Because they supply the technology for checkpoint, therefore kita harus boycott. Betul tak? We follow this logic.
Yes. So because they were complicit lah.
Correct. There's a story there.
There's story.
If we say that setiap askar punya uniform dibina by Chinese punya people, China punya factories, should we boycott China?
No, China, the company. Kalau you ada data,
syarikat China, syarikat China yang
supply
produce,
certain things.
supply the baju.
Okay, I give you another example. Chinese company, Hikvision. Hikvision is a Chinese company kan, yang supply camera.
Surveillance.
Surveillance camera. Dekat apa ni, checkpoint tu ada kamera.
Betul.
All over West Bank, all over dia ada kamera. That camera you can see very sophisticated lah. Dia panggil apa, facial recognition, and this is supplied by HIK Vision, a Chinese company. So very complicit.
Correct.
And this high vision itu yang dia pakai dekat checkpoint dan sebagainya. Kadang-kadang apparently now dia pakai untuk tembak orang Palestin dekat Gaza. Dia ada
automatic gun.
AI dia panggil apa ni, artificial intelligence, and dia nampak je muka masuk dalam database dia, pound, terus ditembak.
Correct.
So that's what happen now. So the camera technology surveillance tu supplied by Hikvision. So when we found out that they are the supplier, then we put in the list.
Contoh, let's say the bullet was produced by the bullet that was shot to kill Palestinian was produced by brand A. Tapi we found out that askar kat Malaysia pun guna bullet from the same production. Should we boycott that bullet as well?
Kalau
the company lah.
Kalau proven it's true that they are completely supplying all these weapons, of course we should put them in the list.
Okay. Are we did you find out about in terms of askar?
Bullets tu kita tak pernah dengar cerita.
But the senjata is like Lockheed Martin and base system.
Lockheed Martin dia supply kapal terbang. So it is actually part of the target lah maknanya kan. Tapi as I said, kalau consumer target,
it's not boycott.
It's something
else. Consumer level. Okay. So I think like you should also say like, because BDS we have 3 level. It's boycott, divestment and sanction.
Okay, right now let's just go to consumer. Yang ni yang paling masyarakat
so
bercerita.
This is for in consumer. Okay.
What's the complete consumer list for BDS as of today?
The one that Prof mentioned.
Yeah, let's just go through the list.
Okay, consumer list. Consumer boycott target.
It's very short.
AXA insurance, and then you have
supposedly because kita kena saman, tiba-tiba esok kena saman. Caprice podcast, you name the brands.
Let us know.
So
you can join us.
I want to put a disclaimer here. Disclaimer.
So this is our list.
This is a BDS list.
So BDS we have Carrefour, HP.
Okay, one by one. Hold on. Carrefour, HP.
Caltex.
Oh, Caltex.
Caltex is tu yang sedih orang tak tahu kan.
Caltex buat apa dekat Israel?
Caltex. Caltex is owned by Chevron. Chevron is an American oil company that helps Israel to dig oil of the Mediterranean in the Mediterranean Sea dekat dengan Palestine. Dia cari minyak. Dia cari minyak, and then dia together with Israel lah, and then the revenue dia ambil, the rest dia bagi dekat Israel. So they are giving billions to Israel.
Is this the first time we're hearing Caltex on the list? I think the first time.
We've been promoting it, but it's not that famous. Like
Caprice, when it's on my podcast, it's gonna go viral tomorrow.
People talk about.
I'm gonna get someone list tomorrow.
You know why?
From Caltex.
People talk about McDonald's, they talk about KFC. So my joke is because why? Because that McDonald's KFC goes to the stomach. Stomach is nearer to the heart. That's why it's closer to the heart.
Tapi Caltex ada diesel sekarang kan. Diesel kecoh juga. Esok confirm Caltex naik. Apa lagi on the list?
So Caltex and Texaco, Caltex, Chevron tu pun satu, all same. And then the other one is Siemens because they supply technology to the electrical. They had electricity supply coordination with Israel. Hava cosmetics, and then Remax. This one Remax. This one is not present in Malaysia. I think it must be European American. And then SodaStream. Okay, and then that is the consumer target. Itu je.
Yeah.
Hey, where's Starbucks?
Starbucks is not on the list.
Oh Lord, no.
The thing is, there's not even Starbucks in Israel.
Joke. The whole world is boycotting Starbucks, Prof.
Yeah.
People in UK, in Paris, in the US, people make songs about Starbucks.
I know.
Prof, macam mana Prof?
Okay.
BDS tak letak nama Starbucks dalam list, Prof.
First
kalau Caterpillar pun letak.
So I mentioned just now kan, banyak syarikat yang layak, tetapi dia tak masuk list because dia bukan priority list.
Prof.
Okay,
are you being selective?
No, this is not. But this is the BDS National Committee. This is not my decision.
I know, but Prof,
this is global.
Did you voice it out? Why isn't Starbucks on the list?
No, I know why it's not.
Why?
Do you know that Starbucks doesn't operate in Israel? Dia tak ada pun.
They have stopped operating
They had
in
before.
2005.
No, but the chairman,
the chairman.
they openly declare support for Israel.
The chairman
Openly declare support for Israel. So should that be on the list, Prof? Can you go on record now saying Starbucks should be boycotted?
No, it is not on our list. People who want to boycott.
Why is it not on your list though, Prof?
I say it's not priority list because we have priority targets.
Again, like you cannot tell story why it should be in the list.
Okay, go ahead. Kenapa tak boleh masuk list?
Like repeating whatever he's saying
Leen.
just now.
Yeah. Come on, how do you feel about this, Leen? Leen, be honest. Leen, be honest. How do you feel about BDS tak letak Starbucks dalam list boycott?
Okay, we've been really confused for some time. Like Starbucks debate has been there for so long, like why it's not on BDS list, not only because of the genocide happening in Gaza now, but let's say that BDS is an initiative or an organization that believe we should focus our target on specific...
Leen, you're not giving me a straight answer.
Wait, I'm giving the answer. They believe that we should focus on a specific companies that fund Israel, but not on other companies that might be supporting Israel without a proof, or we need to go and dig deeper. So of course I disagree with that. And I'm not sure why the main committee, I'm not talking about BDS Malaysia, I mean the BDS National Committee, they didn't provide the clear answer on why Starbucks or
But how about you
MACD
try
is
ask
not
Prof
on the
now?
list.
Ask Prof, does he support the boycott of Starbucks?
They don't make it to the list. The company that make to the list is not because of the funding. So like what he said just now, it has like stronger story, like they committing to the crime, and like also like the companies mostly are not company that is from Israel. They are outside company. They are operating in the West Bank.
MACD dalam list tak, Prof? MACD dalam list?
They are called organic boycott.
Okay, but is MACD on the list?
Yes.
Organic boycott target. The reason it was not in there until after
genocide,
October 7 when MACD in Israel gave free food to the soldiers. That's why it got in the list because of what happened. Before there wasn't in the list also.
Domino's and Pizza Hut.
So if you talk about
many others,
if you talk about CEOs
Yeah.
or chairman talking supporting Israel, there are hundreds of companies.
Thousand even.
I told you just now BMW, Mercedes, they all CEO semua tu sokong Israel.
Tapi bagi like you said, Prof, kita kena kesan, right? What is the kesan when we voice out? Apabila dia orang punya pemimpin, CEO ke chairman ni adalah pemimpin kepada syarikat. Kalau pemimpin syarikat openly said, I support Israel, but all right, we should.
Okay, that's why I told you.
That's the story of Starbucks.
That's why I told you just now. If every CEO yang cakap kita masukkan dalam list, then you have hundreds.
Correct.
So why not?
The problem is our strategy is if you have hundreds, you feel good, tapi it's not effective.
Yes, it's
Because
not.
for example,
Leen,
let me tell you, we put Caltex because they give billions, right, to Israel. They steal oil that belongs to Palestinian in the Mediterranean Sea, and then we call for people to target. Look what happened. Nobody knew about Caltex, right?
Yeah.
Actually, which is more complicit, Caltex or KFC?
Okay, maybe it's more complicit, but what we see from this war, let's say in the Middle East, because I'm in Malaysia, I'm aware that people are boycotting Starbucks, MACD,
People
Domino's,
are boycotting.
and other things. But in the Middle East, like we're talking about many countries, the impact is very huge. Even if Caltex is supporting Israel directly, but still, when we boycott Starbucks and MACD, we are making an impact and we are making like a statement. The people are making a statement, which I find as important as boycotting Caltex. I mean, why can't we do both at the same time? Like, it's totally different sectors. Like,
consumer can do anything they
Exactly.
want. That is their right.
But
we're talking about what made to the BDS list.
Yeah,
So it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, the BDS list is
We
something
didn't say
else.
you shouldn't be boycotting,
but
but you want
people
to
can do
boycotting.
both. Like, we shouldn't be comparing which one is more important.
We agree with that.
Exactly.
I agree.
When
So
you
we
want
should not compare which is more important.
The first is you want to have a limited list, not an endless list. That's number one.
That's correct, yes.
So you want to choose.
Make it easier for people to go for target goals.
So we want to choose.
Okay.
So when you want to choose, you have a couple of criteria. So one of the criteria, as I said, was a level of complicity.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. So that's why level of complicity is important. So when you talk about level of complicity, Caltex, Chevron is very, very complicit. Caterpillar is very complicit.
Betul.
HP is very complicit. So we put that in the list.
crime is
so
jelas.
the one that are less complicit stays. They are people want to boycott. We'd have no problem with that.
Yeah, of
But
course.
it's not our limited list.
Yeah,
and the reason why we want to make it limited is because we want to make sure our resources are focused. One analogy that I use often is when the Americans went to war against the Japanese in World War II, there were hundreds of Japanese towns and cities to be bombed. How many did they bomb? In the end, if you were not
Hiroshima.
born, I was
the big one here.
I wasn't born in 1945 also, but nevertheless I was born after World War II. Nevertheless, I studied history and Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nagasaki.
I was about to say Nagasaki.
So how many towns? Only two. But what happened? The Japanese gave up.
Yeah.
So you don't have to bomb hundreds of towns in order to win. You go for strategic towns, and it's enough. So that is why, that is the idea. You say, why don't we have hundreds? You have hundreds, then your campaign will be
effective.
That is the reason we have limited number, and that's why you choose. So if you talk about, as I said, CEO, people who talk about that, hundreds, and then it's not going to be effective.
Yes.
And because even now, because Malaysians are so focused on McDonald's and KFC, McDonald's is in the list lah, but they are focused on KFC and some other food companies. They couldn't be bothered about Caltex
because they didn't know much, as you said.
That's why, because we do our campaigns, but people don't want to help us.
Okay.
So we are calling
sexy.
people help
Understand.
us to campaign against Caltex, because Caltex would then, Malaysia would then tell Chevron in America, we are being boycotted because of you, because you are complicit. Get out of Israel. And that's what we are hoping will happen.
Do you think there's hope that Caltex will be closed in Malaysia? If people really focus on this?
I'm hoping that Caltex will tell Chevron
to change their statement.
To change their state.
Yes, that's the main idea of boycott.
That's the objective for many missions. Betul tak?
To make them get out of Israel.
Ada tak satu contoh? Is there an example right now, a real world, where a brand terpaksa
Puma
into what, to cut ties?
Puma.
Siapa lagi?
Okay, Puma.
Adidas before and G4S.
Adidas.
Our successful story.
Adidas
before Puma
cut ties already.
Yeah.
Before Puma. They didn't continue their contract with Israel.
Adidas cut dah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So
that
I can
was
buy
before, a long time ago.
So no wait, can I buy Adidas now?
But there are people who are still boycotting Adidas.
But they don't not. Okay, KESAN, right? We want to have KESAN. So we boycott. Finally, Adidas says, you know what? We cut ties with Israel. Betul tak?
Their statement will be like, we're not continuing our contract with Israel.
I want to know yours. I want
to
know
mean they're not functioning in Israel or they're not funding?
Cerita lama.
Adidas lama.
Cerita lama.
Tapi baru ni orang marah pasal Adidas.
That's a whole different story.
What's the story then?
Because they do this collaboration with Kanye West. And Kanye West made a stupid anti-Semitic statement, which we are against the Jews. BDS is not against
Kanye
Jews.
West kutuk the Jews.
Yeah, he made it very, very stupid. No one should be saying that. And
what did he say?
I don't want to repeat that.
Well, he said something really bad about.
It's a very racist thing.
But they kutuk Zionists.
Jews. No, the Jews, not the Zionists. It's all different thing.
BDS is very careful. We don't use the word against Jews.
When he says that,
explain Adidas. But I memang peminat Adidas. I have a lot of Adidas. Okay, go ahead.
They were in collaboration with Kanye West, so they wanted to
Yeezy. Dah lama dah.
Yeah, they wanted to fix whatever mistake that Kanye was doing.
Okay.
But they funded APEC instead. No, not APEC, sorry.
Careful. This podcast will catch someone to the max.
That is still Israel thing, so don't worry. What is the organization? I forgot.
Okay, Adidas dah potong
Where is
hubungan.
the organization?
Just for your knowledge, Adidas dah potong hubungan dengan Kanye West. Just to let you know.
Is that a statement or are you asking me?
No, a real statement.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, but at that time, so they funded this organization. It's like I don't remember the organization now. So it's like a propaganda for Zionism organization.
Siapa Adidas?
Yeah, they funded that organization because they wanted to PR issue that Kanye has done.
As of right now, I need to know. As of right now, is Adidas in your list?
No, it's not.
Caprice, they told it's not in BDS list.
Okay.
But it's an organic boycott.
If you're asking why people are boycotting, that would be the answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so because Adidas terlibat in that particular situation, tapi dia orang dah putus hubungan, betul
Bad
tak?
PR, yeah.
Yeah, but they all cut ties, betul tak?
With Kanye?
With whoever
Kanye,
with whoever yang terlibat dengan Israel, Adidas dah putus semua hubungan dah?
No.
Belum?
No.
Siapa lagi?
They still have They still run in Israel, right?
Siapa?
Adidas.
Dia punya ada outlet lah.
Semua brand
Semua
ada
brand
ada
ada
dalam Adidas.
So that's still related to Israel. Is the question, yeah.
So then every single brand lah, Nike's in Israel.
Yeah, that's why that would be crazy.
That's why I say if you want to put everything
every
in the
brand is going to be in Tel
hundreds.
Aviv. Yeah, it's going to be hundreds.
It's not about if they are in Israel. It's something totally different. I mean, after Gaza, like at this moment when we are speaking, there might be a kid who is killed right now.
100%.
A family who is dying out of injuries, starvation, who doesn't have access to hospitals and
Leen,
things.
I understand all that.
No, but wait a minute. Let me finish first.
Sure.
So having this, I mean, people do have a choice. Okay, we respect this NGO will guide us on this way to boycott this, to focus on this. But if we want to focus, let's say, for example, on MACD, you were just asking. I have two things to mention here. You mentioned who made a different statement and changed their policies towards Palestinian and Gaza. MACD in Middle East, many of them, after the people were boycotting them, like millions were boycotting them, they were like, we will send to Gaza, we will donate to Gaza, we are sorry, we don't support what Israel is doing. But at the same time, MACD in Europe and in the US were like, no, we haven't shared such a statement, it's all lies. So it's the same company with totally two different statements because they are targeting different audience, which doesn't make sense. So I believe here it's a personal responsibility at this moment because, okay, if BDS is having certain list, that doesn't mean we need BDS permission or approval to boycott something else. We can do it by ourselves.
Exactly.
We can go and we can
Yeah.
search. Now we have the resources. We have influencers, activists who are speaking about that. So it's not an excuse. Coming to Adidas and many other things, when I see a kid being killed in Gaza and I'm wearing a shoes from a company that support the killing of this kid, I'm not sure how I will be able to buy or purchase something from their shop. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's as simple as that. But if you want to make it complicated and think like, do they send money to Israel? Do they do this to Israel? Okay, they don't send money to Israel, but maybe they support Israel by their statement.
Correct.
Do you accept this? Do you accept to be part of this?
So Pro have a list based on complicity. How far are they involved? How far is the brand involved in Israel punya occupation, in their genocide?
And another thing is not only how far they are involved, like by funding them with money, it's also like there is a sentimental value to it. Like when there's something, you know, it's psychology. When everyone is supporting Israel and suddenly we're like, yes, Starbucks, Starbucks, they are Starbucks company, right? They wanted to sue the union of Starbucks because they supported Palestine. I mean, we should be having the power in order to silence them.
Sure.
So if we don't use this power, then we will be making like everyone can speak whatever they want. But if we fight for this, then yes, I see it's important.
100%.
It's
No, I
as
agree.
important as
Leen,
that.
I agree with you. That's why initially I asked Prof why isn't Starbucks in the list.
I will tell you why.
Okay.
There's two main companies. The audience can make their research later. One of them is called BlackRock, and the other one is Vanguard, I guess. So these companies, and I'm quoting here, BlackRock invests in companies that arm the Israel war machine.
What's your source, real quick?
BlackRock, it's People's Forum organization, and it's on many other articles, many other journalism as well.
Can cite the source?
Journals, I mean.
Okay.
So the BlackRock invest in companies that arm the Israel war machine, as well as the Vanguard. So one financial advisor find out that these two companies, they have investments and shares in many of the food and beverage market, which is Nestle, you can say Starbucks, MACD, many of the things that we buy.
Correct.
So once you find that you're purchasing food, that there's a company funding Israel, you know, it's a network. It's a web. It's a network.
I got some bad news.
So if we don't have time to
some
search,
bad news.
we can.
You open a can of worms. BlackRock. Baru-baru ni BlackRock termasuk dalam list BDS. I saw the list. I saw the global list. BlackRock termasuk dalam list BDS. BlackRock pun kecoh sebab apa? Apparently they want to acquire some stake dalam Malaysian MAHB.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God. See?
But it doesn't fall under consumer list.
However, I got some bad news. This is the BlackRock top 25 equity holdings. I will read to you guys out loud.
I see Apple there.
What phone are you using?
Android. Samsung.
Oh, you're safe.
We cannot boycott.
Hold on. No, we're going through the list right now. BlackRock equity holdings, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia,
Tesla.
Tesla,
It's going to take us a year to mention.
Meta, Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
That's why
BlackRock owns part of Facebook, the part that we.
That's why we got
Tempat yang kita
we talk
membawa.
about strategy.
Yeah.
Because once you don't have a strategy, you get confused.
Yes, true.
Coca-Cola, like you said just now, Prop, Chevron, ExxonMobil, Visa,
Okay, so-
Visa. Visa. We all have debit cards.
I don't.
We all have credit cards.
Okay, you're not loud.
Because
Malaysia, Visa.
I've been boycotted from having a bank account.
Oh, here we go. Mastercard.
Yeah. So
Prof.
now you understand now why we need to be strategic.
Okay, so Prof, how can you give me a comment? Can you comment on this right now for me?
Yeah, that's why I say if you are talking about you want to boycott anything that is related to Israel, then you will have thousands and you cannot.
No,
you
but-
get confused.
But it's time for new initiatives, local initiatives.
So
I
what
know.
we do now, for
Leen-
example,
Leen
We are
has a-
doing
strategic.
something. We are doing something.
So we are explaining a strategy now. So BlackRock, one of the reasons is because they main important complexity is very high because they invest in Lockheed Martin,
Betul,
and
jelas.
Raytheon, etc.,
Jelas.
which we use for killing Palestinians, thousands. All right.
Yes.
And the other one is the CEO is very vocal and proud Zionist as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so and the other one is they fund tech startups in Israel.
So the complicity is very high,
Very
right?
high.
Like Prof, tapi Prof, Mastercard, Visa,
Itu bawah lah. Maknanya dia kalau you
BlackRock owns.
You
Yeah,
cannot
I'm
boycott
talking
all
about-
at the
that's
So
same
why I
we're
say,
time.
targeting
so we
BlackRock
target
now.
BlackRock.
We're not
We
targeting the sub.
We target BlackRock.
Don't you
Get
think BlackRock akan goyang bila sub dia goyang?
Maybe, but
No, we go for
remember
BlackRock.
BDS is boycott divestment
So
sanctions. So you're
Yeah.
forgetting
what
the
we are
rest of the
calling
level.
now, we are very specific now.
You go for BlackRock.
We are saying the Malaysian government should not allow BlackRock to own a stake in Malaysian airports. It is early stage now. There are the discussion and what is it called, the process is ongoing. But we are calling the Malaysian government and Malaysia and the KESAN which own Malaysian airports.
That's amazing.
Stop it. Don't go. Cancel the arrangements. To give a message to the
Yes.
corporate world. If you are very involved with Israel, then you are going to lose contracts even with the Malaysian government.
That's amazing. I mean, that's a good work because you're going on a governmental level, on
Yeah.
a bigger level.
That's why our boycott list is small because like the bigger
Yes.
bigger part is the divestment and sanctions. So
Yes.
this is the divestment part. Yeah.
I mean, BDS has been working on like very strategic, focused
Exactly.
goals, which is very
strategic.
I mean, in Europe, by the way, people who disagree with whatever BDS is doing, they can go and read what BDS has been doing in Europe, like even not before the Gaza genocide.
Sure.
They have done, because boycott is not only commercial; it can be cultural, academic, sport.
Yeah.
It's related to different and many aspects.
Correct.
Like
So
it's a mindset, it's a lifestyle.
Yeah. So if you want to boycott, you don't want to drink Coca-Cola, etc. Go ahead. We are not saying to you.
We're not saying it's haram.
It's haram. It's wrong. Whatever. We are not saying that. That is, go ahead. That is your choice.
Yes.
But it is not on our priority target. That's what we are saying.
Yes, but you
It
should
may come-
encourage people
it may
maybe to do it. Not encourage, but if someone asks you, you should say, yes, there is an impact, but we focus
other
on
people
this.
can initiate that. Other organizations can initiate that.
initiate.
Go
Yeah,
ahead
I
and do
agree.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't have to
I
do
give you
everything.
True.
another consideration.
Sure, Prof.
Is that the probability of success is also very important in our strategic planning.
Sure.
The probability of success.
Yeah.
One of the companies which is actually complicit, but not on our target list yet, not yet, maybe in the future, is Nestle.
Yeah, that's interesting. From
Nestle,
being-
What? Why?
Disclaimer here. Nestle, this is the views of BDS.
Yeah,
Prof.
yeah.
Please do not send me a summon. We
Yeah.
cannot afford it right now.
Yeah. I cannot afford it too, but it's okay.
But you're a BDS entity. they can withstand it. Caprice, we will
You
die.
have more money than me, so
They do have more money than
let's
all
go
of us
back.
here.
Nestle
Okay.
invests in Israel. They have
True.
got a huge investment, so they are complicit. But the probability of success, the problem is in Malaysia. If you go to kedai mama, you want to order
Milo.
you order Milo. So if we boycott Milo, which belongs to Nestle, what are you going to order?
Yeah, we've been through this. Like in Real Mama, we will ask him, "Are you using Milo or cacao powder?" And serious, we ask this, and he's like, "Why?" We say we boycott. He says, "Sorry, I tada." So he just be like, "I don't have except Milo."
Exactly, yeah.
So
if you go to Malay,
what do you drink?
But
at the mama store.
I'm not gonna die if I didn't.
No, but what do you drink at the mama store?
Horlick.
Okay, if you do some more search, if Horlicks also operates in Israel.
Oh my God. I will go for ice lemon tea then. Limau ice would be good.
Selamat.
So coming back, probability of success.
Okay.
Milo, the Nestle is quite smart, you know. Okay. The hospitals, I don't know. I think they probably lah they give a subsidized price or whatever because all hospitals use Milo. Schools. Free drink to schools.
Yeah, it's very famous in Malaysia.
Very
Milo.
famous. Yeah. Okay, and I said just Milo kan kalau mamak store. And then if you want to eat noodles, you do order noodle goreng or Maggi goreng. Kalau kedai mamak.
Faham. Maggi goreng.
Maggi goreng is a Nestle again, as I said. So the probability of success is a bit low because it's so widespread.
Yes.
So that is the reason why put it aside first. Let's go for easier targets.
Yes.
Where you have a choice. For example, HP. You don't want to buy HP, you can banyak lagi yang lain.
Oh well, I just found out that BlackRock owns equity in Nvidia. Every gaming laptop that we have has the Nvidia punya.
So that's why you have to be strategic.
But Caprice, I mean, from your platform and other influencers in Malaysia, we heard BDS view, which is important, and they are emphasizing on something that other local activists and people who would be able to do programs and initiatives in order to have a comprehensive kind of approach on boycotting and supporting the local business, they should join along and do something important. So I believe this is the social responsibility they have.
Sure.
Instead of blaming and not understanding, we have everything here.
Correct.
And this is a homework for the audience. Go and search how Nestle is connected to BlackRock. BlackRock do have investment in, as I mentioned before, in food and beverage companies. I mean, it's so bad. Like if we think of how the colonizers and the occupation are dirty enough to be involved and make us question our decisions in our daily life. Like where is the money going from? The money from our pocket is going to whom? Like they got into everything, including our food.
Correct.
So I believe what's happening now in Palestine, okay, Prof, you have made a great point, but I believe in this moment, after the 7th October, we should totally develop a new mindset. I mean, it's a revolutionary history. We made history. Palestinians made history. So yes, people should accept and be willing to have a totally new lifestyle. Okay. It will take us time, but we have seen some people's success. My own friends, they have been boycotting every single thing. Every time they go to Giant or any supermarket, they will Google everything because it will take them 1 week maybe to have the search, and it will be a lifestyle like for their lifetime. So I believe this is what people need to do at this moment, because we are witnessing a genocide that we used to read about in history books.
Sure.
So now you are seeing this, and there is no way that you can unsee what you have seen already. Okay. So whatever you do, each action, it will represent you. So boycott is action. Boycott itself is an action, and it's a lifestyle, and it's a mindset.
Yeah.
So people can make it easy, people can make it difficult, and they do have all the resources nowadays. They do have influencers, Google, although it's boycott, but we cannot boycott everything, but it can be a trigger and a motive for us to do different platforms, right?
Okay, two things I want to... one is to answer your question also. One is to address what you said just now. Okay. And the other thing is about sustainability of campaigns. And the other one is about, you said something about just now people complain about people losing jobs. I didn't address that question.
Sure.
Okay, I want to address that question first. People talk about what's going to happen to people jobs.
Yeah, 100 outlets closed KFC.
So my response is, if almost 37,000 Palestinians have been killed now since October 7, including women and children, we should be thinking about how to stop that genocide. That's number one. We should be discussing about that rather than about, are we going to talk about what about our economy? see, the focus of this discussion should be how are we going to stop the massacre and the genocide. That should be the focus of discussion. We are very disappointed that Malaysian society, including Muslims, they put that issue secondary. The first primary concern is kita punya kerja macam mana pula. That shows the level of what is called sense of justice. Whereas you see American kids, American students, non-Muslim, many of them non-Muslims, they say, the designers, they have got what is called a canary mission. You go other website, canary mission, or people who protest against Israel.
Oh yeah.
They will list down the names of the students and the lecturers.
Oh yeah.
And you know what?
So active.
They don't care.
Yes.
They say, I may not get a job, but there was one PhD student who may not get his PhD, said, my PhD is nothing compared to what's happening in Gaza. So these are non-Muslims. They are concerned. They are willing to sacrifice their future career, their employment, future employment, because of the sense of justice. Ini masalah masyarakat kita. Masyarakat kita ni sense of justice is a bit low. Dia lebih penting pasal poket dia, pasal career dia, lebih daripada pasal pembunuhan yang berlaku di itu nombor satu. Jadi yang bila orang tanya pasal isu pekerja-pekerja semua tu, menunjukkan betapa lemahnya semangat keadilan di kalangan masyarakat Melayu, masyarakat Malaysia lah. Nampak kan? Kita patut malu lah dengan orang-orang di Amerika Syarikat yang lebih hebat lagi dari segi kesanggupan dia nak berkorban untuk membela keadilan di Palestin. Alright. Sebenarnya maybe additional to that is that kalau dia hilang kerja dekat McDonald, dia boleh kerja dekat
you still have other options.
Banyak syarikat lain yang dapat business because McDonald tutup, katakan, dan burger lain.
Cuma Prof, yang kebanyakan yang cerita pasal hilang kerja ni datang dari bekas-bekas pekerja KFC. And then you said earlier that KFC is not even in your list.
Okay.
Betul tak? Baru ni kan ada satu artikel that KFC tak ada pun dalam list BDS. Because what was the crime?
The reason is this. The reason it came about was the KFC blame us, BDS, sebab dia punya business jatuh. They blame us. So I said, why you are blaming us? Because we are not even doing a boycott campaign against you, dia marah. The reason why is there's something else, not us, not BDS, because it's not on our list.
So why was KFC boycotted? Do you know? Do anyone know?
Okay. Number one, I say, if you have a presence in Israel, you are probably going to be boycotted because people, and you are from America. America supports Israel. So most likely, if you are an American company and you have presence in Israel, high likelihood. So what do you do? If you are smart enough, what you need to do is to change the perception of Malaysians. How? Very easy. Which is what I told McDonald. Kalau you nak suruh Malaysians to change their mind about you, you just come up with a statement. McDonald Corporation especially, kalau dikeluarkan statement, we condemn the genocide in Palestine by Israel. Finish.
It's not enough.
And then get out.
It's not enough.
Wait a minute.
Not enough?
No, I'm saying, that's up to you lah. I'm talking about if you want to change the perception of many Malaysians.
No, that's actually you're making.
Wait a minute. I said if you have operation in Israel, you get out. Get out from Israel.
But MACD, like, this is a franchise here. It's not the official.
Okay, so the most important is you must not be supporting the Israeli economy. So let us say they get out of Israel. They get out of Israel, so they are no longer complicit. They are not contributing.
But they give food to the Jewish soldiers,
that
even
was
if they go out.
If they get out,
but Prof, even on their statement, that's the thing I mentioned before, the colonizers and the mindset and the mentality of them. During the Russian and Ukrainian war, MACD decided to close everything in Russia, all their stores in Russia.
Yeah.
So they do have power and they do have option. So no, I believe in countries or people who claim to be supportive of Palestine, they can change the name, sell your shares to MACD and have different business.
Rebranding.
Rebranding,
yes,
up
to them. Okay.
No, it's not like up to them. I mean, we cannot like macam busing around the main point. This is the main point.
So Leen, you feel like if MACD Malaysia rebranded to be like a new burger.
I believe Malaysian would support the new brand because they would see that the person in charge, he really want to make a difference.
Yeah, the point is
otherwise, like making a statement, I'm sorry, but it's so like I would be saying like, are you fooling me? Like you're making a statement and I should be very happy with you because you're making a statement. It's not enough.
I'm not saying that therefore people shouldn't boycott. I'm saying that the likelihood of Malaysians boycotting you will be reduced if you condemn.
Even if it's reduced, it doesn't make
I'm not talking about whether right or wrong.
Yeah, that is not
that is not the point. You miss the point here. You're missing the point.
Because his question is about like what can they do something.
You mean the MACD?
They should be doing more, of course.
Yeah. So I'm saying that the problem is that they will not issue a statement at all.
Correct.
So that is why they remain on the list, because they wouldn't even condemn the genocide by Israel.
Suddenly this is political, so they cannot say anything.
Because in the Middle East they condemned and still people are boycotting them. Like condemning is.
So statements is not enough.
The people didn't find it enough. I mean, it has been there, yani.
Because what tainted, they call it tainted. Macam Puma, they made an announcement. They want to end their contract by the end of 2024, but it's still being boycotted. And I suspect even after end of 2024, people will still boycott them because of they are tainted already. It's already associated. So I'm saying that if you are being boycotted, then you don't blame people. You are actually pursuing the wrong strategy. You should blame yourself. You went in the Israeli market in the first place, and then the Malaysian company established a franchise agreement with them. They shouldn't have. If you are smart, you shouldn't have any agreement with any company that has got an operation in
Israel,
occupied Palestine. So that is the issue I wanted to. Okay, back to what you are saying just now. The Palestinians can understand the problem, but you must understand the normal Malaysians. The normal Malaysians, they are not feeling the same kind of pain and sufferings. So we saw this before. They boycotted before, and then
they come back.
And then they came back. So
brand mana tu? Yang mana?
Mana apa pun Madonna pun.
Dia macam bermusim kan?
Dia bermusim. Because Malaysia ada benda lain dia nak tengok football lah macam-macam kan. Dia senang lupa.
Like a trend.
So you want to make sure that any campaign can be sustained. If you put too many in the list, you say okay, people should go and check on it. Fair enough, you can do that. But when you are doing a strategy, and your strategy requires people to check their phones every time they go, because they cannot remember hundreds and hundreds, so they have to, that strategy is not smart, because it cannot be sustained. So you want a strategy that can be sustained by the ordinary people. That is why you have a limited list.
It's a step by step.
So sustainable. Prof, I just want to know on record sekarang, apa kesan dari segi monetary value kepada Israel? That satu contoh yang kesan dia, that we say Caprice, this is the financial kesan on Israel. Do you have any figures? Ada tak?
I don't have figures. I don't have figures, dollars and cents. I do not have. But you can see what's called the trend now.
Correct, but sorry, Prof. When we want to go to perang, kita susun strategi, betul tak? Like you said, Prof. There's many strategies of how to boycott, but we also have to measure the kesan.
Yeah, sure. But if you want to spend months and months and still cannot get the accurate figure, because it's not easy to get the data. When you research called data collection, it's not easy.
But current records out there apa? Contoh yang ni Starbucks declared losses of 29 million.
We know anecdote, we call it in research, we call it anecdotal evidence.
Okay.
Apparently, McDonald's has lost 7 billion.
7 billion.
USD.
Globally, right?
Globally,
okay. Tu contoh yang satu perang. I want contoh where one perang, one war, one boycott war has a figurative kesan, which is MACD berapa?
7 billion.
7 billion
USD.
loss. Any other brands yang we can talk about that has a financial loss due to this boycott movement?
Starbucks. Globally? But I can't remember. Massive.
Starbucks is a few, I think 2.8 billion. If I'm not mistaken, you guys have double checked?
I think it's more.
It's more,
yeah.
yes.
However, Prof, I need your comment on this. Okay. We boycott all we want. Tetapi, kerajaan America, the United States, annual funding, this is direct funding. They call it US military aid to Israel. 40 billion. 40 billion It's like a direct payment. This is like literally saying, hey, here's 40 billion for Israel. Go kill people. Military aid. Jelas. It's like they pass in parliament. They pass the bill. 40 billion. This is a government money. I mean, taxpayers' money.
Yes.
Actually, it's not taxpayers' money.
But that's why all the people are protesting in the universities. They're saying stop using taxpayers' money to fund the war genocide.
But it's not really taxpayers' money.
But it is
borrowed
though.
money.
Huh?
It's borrowed money.
Yeah, but it's, at the end of the day, that's why the US people are protesting. Because they're using taxpayers' money. Prof, what is your comment when you hear that a government, a kerajaan, one of the biggest powers in the world, is funding 42 billion US dollars to Israel?
So what's going to happen is that many people do not know about this, but the American public are now being exposed to this. If you study, I studied in America before. I know the situation in America. Last time, Americans, I was there in 1980s, mid-80s. Americans didn't even know that Palestine existed. They didn't know. Nobody talked about Palestine. No protest whatsoever in any place in America. Now you have 120 university campuses where you have camps among students.
Non-Muslims.
So dia punya awareness of the issue went up like crazy. Went up like crazy, and now people know that their tax dollars, as you say just now, they borrowed money, tapi ultimately the taxpayers got to pay. So the American public now are completely against what is happening. So you are saying, they are spending a lot of money, but because of the awareness of the American public, which cannot be reversed now, I think it's just a matter of time. For me, the collapse of Israel is just around the corner only. It's just around the corner. Look at the graph, it's just around the corner.
True.
Because they cannot afford it anyway. They cannot afford. You know that the war in Gaza now costs about 280 million a day USD.
Oh, okay.
So they are spending like crazy, and workers now, the work in the Israelis who are in the army, they have got to lose their jobs. So many companies don't have people working in the companies. Correct. And that's the reason why many tech companies, they have moved out. They say we cannot operate in Israel because we cannot get workers. Because the workers will disappear, and then they come back and they need holiday. They call it post-traumatic disorder or whatever.
But Prof, when you hear that amount, the reason why I brought it up, how much a government is funding Israel, literally it's military funding. Dia bukan cakap ni untuk beli McD ke, untuk ayam ke. Dia memang cakap ni senjata, ni peluru, ni jet. Korang bom lah. When you hear the figure of 42 billion, right? Wow. That's a lot of money.
But the companies that are being boycotted.
Correct. Tapi when you hear the boycott punya kesan, okay, let's say Malaysia overall, MACD globally was about how many billion? Was it 7?
MACD 8, around 8 billion.
8 billion. So we're still far away from the 42 billion
that's
funding.
Not how you fight the war. That's not how it goes. What happened is that the companies that are being boycotted realize that they are going to lose money in the future. That is bad for their reputation. They are going to lose contracts in the future. BlackRock, for example, if you are successful in Malaysia, that's why we are calling on the Malaysian government, cancel that, because we want to show the world, the corporate world, that if you are involved with Israel, then you are going to lose contracts even with governments. That's why it's very important for us to put pressure on the Malaysian government as far as BlackRock is concerned. And once companies know about this, then they will come out. So you don't talk about the dollars. So you talk about what is called the business climate.
Yes.
The future business environment, potential for business losing money in the future.
How much did BlackRock offer to invest in Malaysia? Do we know? Let me just check it real quick. Berapa amount dia, guys?
So, Prof, once they make a new statement or like change positions and support funding Israel, then people no need to boycott. That's the thing that.
What is that? Sorry?
Like, people do not need to boycott the same companies if this company change its stand.
No. That's not our stance.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, we don't mind let's say we don't mind MACD if MACD stopped funding Israel, stopped supporting Israel.
That's not our statement.
That's the main thing. I'm just saying, I'm asking you, like, you think this is a good approach?
No,
like,
that's not what we are saying. That's not what we are saying. Yeah, I said just now to McDonald, if you want to reduce the Malaysian public's negative perception of you, then this is what you may want to do.
No, I mean in general, Maki
Yeah,
is just
like
example.
that is the goal, right? Yeah, the goal is for them to divest from Israel. Because we didn't want them to close down or whatever.
Yes.
That is like the workers will be affected and whatever. So we want them to divest from Israel. That is the whole idea.
Yes.
We didn't want them to be friend with Israel.
Yeah.
Be ashamed to have anything to do with Israel. That is the whole idea.
So once they divest from Israel, they got the support of the people. That's it. Like you don't have our support if you are supporting or following, let's say, like standing with Israel.
Yeah. And we didn't even touch the biggest part of our BDS, like the sanctioned part, where many more countries now are saying like kicking the Israeli embassy from their country, which is like amazing, right?
Tapi itulah yang sedih. Tapi when we look at the fakta, bila Dubai buka embassy, bila Saudi hampir nak kerjasama, right? This is like the undeniable fact that sebenarnya banyak pemimpin Islam tengah gagal when it comes to Palestine. You know, I'm very vocal about this 4 years ago, right? So I was in a country where in Egypt to go to Gaza, this is out there already. It got leaked out. It got leaked out recently, 2 months ago. Per head, this is my experience.
They making money out of it.
Per head, for me to go to Gaza, I gerak dengan satu NGO. I won't say the nama NGO lah. When I heard them, like, what? Because I was naive. I'm assuming if you're Muslim, you're from an Arab country or African northern country, you're gonna support Palestine. Tapi sebenarnya tak. Sebenarnya tak. Kita no one can debate that when I wanted to go to Gaza, they said per head 10,000 USD untuk masuk. Tak ada cerita checkpoint kat Israel lah. Checkpoint dalam negara Islam pun nak kasih orang nak hantar bantuan dekat Gaza, ada orang Arab Muslim cakap per head yang nak masuk sini 10,000 USD.
Betul lah. So kalau kita tengok sejarah Islam, when tentera bergajah, you know how do you say this, yang nak menyerang Kaabah dulu, apa nama pemimpin dia daripada Yaman yang went to attack Makkah, and then what happened is Allah sends birds to kill the soldiers, the army. So the soldiers, maknanya Tuhan punya cara untuk mengalahkan musuh tu, dia burung pun boleh digunakan. What I can see now in the case of Palestine, wallahu alam, is that the American public, students, who are many of them are Jews and non-Muslims, they are the one who are going to help the cause. Not the Muslims in the Middle East, unfortunately. And you know what I said, Prof, 4 years ago, just to let you guys know lah, siapa-siapa ingat waktu tengah panas tu, I posted an image saying our first enemy is not even the Zionists dekat Israel. Actually, our first musuh is our own Muslim brothers. Sebab apa? Waktu semua benda ni berlaku, pemimpin Islam kebanyakan senyap. Satu button je nak hantar askar. Any negara Islam kat luar sana, satu button je nak hantar askar. Butang ni, satu negara Islam pun tak pernah tekan butang ni. And tu adalah fakta. Kita dekat sini bergaduh-gaduh kiri kanan antara kita yang consumer boycott ni, kita gaduh kiri kanan lah, kita hilang kerja. Tapi sebenarnya it's unpopular punya opinion, but I'm gonna say it. Our first musuh is Muslims.
And those leaders, they are even making money
yang
out of
buat
it.
roadblock pergi Gaza per head, orang Islam.
You know, I mean the mission.
Pemimpin Islam yang dekat Middle East tu semua ada button untuk hantar je askar. Hantar, this is a wall. Go through the Rafah border. This is the wall of Turkish army, Malaysian army, Indonesian army, Saudi army, Qatar army. This is the wall. You touch our children, it's
and
finished,
how to do
right?
This?
But
money.
No money.
As for now, it's power and money.
Leen. Every elections, tak payah boycott pun. Every elections, you tak nak hantar askar, we don't vote you.
Okay, you're speaking about askar and not voting, but Middle East is corrupted and we don't have democracy.
Exactly.
They do not have
so we want to speak about OIC, for example.
Let's not go there.
OIC, if they would only be so good to Palestinians and not condemn whatever Israel is doing, just focus about economy and how to cut Israel like economically, it will be more than enough. Later go for askar, okay? But I mean, they're not doing the bare minimum, so we cannot imagine they will go for further.
Leen, look at the war in Russia. Look at Russia, Ukraine. Look at Russia, Ukraine. Good example. They didn't think about economy. They just did it. They just did it.
We're far beyond. We're far
No,
far
we're
beyond.
not far. Pemimpin Islam lemah. Sorry to say, Prof.
Yeah, that's why
as much as kita boleh debate economy sini, debate brands economy, sebenarnya
the boycott
pemimpin Islam lemah.
The boycott movement pun came about because we realized the government cannot be relied upon. You have to rely upon the.
And we're not referring to the Malaysian government. Disclaimer: we are not referring to the Malaysian government.
Yeah, Malaysia is far from like geographically speaking.
That is why we are confident the Malaysian government is going to make sure that Black Rock is not going to get.
Yes, we are very confident the Malaysian government, Madani, will do the right thing
and focus on boycott as a mindset. Like, if you want to be a part in liberating Palestine, boycott is one factor to this whole journey of liberating Palestine. Not journey, fight. And
part of the fight.
Yeah, and the blood Palestinians are losing. So boycott is one factor. Yeah. You're most welcome to join and boycott and be with this in this like liberation movement. If not, it's your choice.
Leen, we should start a new entity, not BDS. We start a new one, boycott pemimpin yang tak nak hantar askar. Lagi effective.
I'm not gonna be
that's
like
I'm a
refugee.
Listen. That's when hear me out. Hear me out. This crazy idea. You know what's gonna happen? You know, like someone crazy as Donald Trump became president at one point. Someone crazy like
he might be though.
Kim Jong-un runs North Korea.
What do you like a war?
No. I'm saying is, imagine we start a movement, ala BDS. Boycott these leaders. You know what's gonna happen? There'll be 1, 2, 3 leaders that come up. I will send
how to boycott the leaders. How to boycott the leaders?
Elections, easy.
But
who's no one is brave. But let's face the facts.
Like, I mean, which US is the country is having election near.
We boycott the leader and then we find a replacement leader.
Exactly.
He's going to be the replacement leader.
He want to have
but
a
someone
revolution.
brave will come up. No, believe me. When the movement starts, people goyang. True or not? Banyak brands kat Malaysia goyang.
But there are also like some leaders. Like I don't remember this name. This guy is like the French, the Sweden ambassador or something. He said something.
Got removed.
He got eliminated from life.
Yes.
So if you speak out,
Latin America, they're more talkative.
Yeah,
they're more outspoken.
Okay, before we wrap up, I just wanna thank you for your time, guys. We're gonna go around the table. I'm gonna read brands to you, and you just say boycott, no boycott. Okay?
After all this discussion, you're gonna like summarize everything in this.
No, it's just
Prof has been talking for so long.
I need to know the list. We need masyarakat kena tahu. Masyarakat kena tahu. We need to know the list. Okay, guys. We just go around table, okay?
No, you're asking us to recommend boycott or not?
Just say this brand is in the list or not in the list.
Yes or no.
Ataupun personal opinion. Yes or no. Is that okay?
I don't mind.
Disclaimer again. This is just a sharing session. We're not forcing any brands out there, people to boycott. We're just sharing our personal view as a rightful Malaysian or non-Malaysian. Our right to boycott. Half Malaysian. Okay, here we go. We'll go around here. MACD.
In BDS list. So boycott.
Okay.
MACD. In BDS organic list, right?
Yeah. Organic list,
okay.
MACD.
Yes.
Am I?
Mesti. Dia still on the list. Yeah.
Okay. Prof, MACD? Yeah.
On the list.
Okay. Zara.
Not in our list.
Zara.
Yes. Of course.
Zara, Prof.
Siapa itu?
The one who made a fashion show with the Palestinian, it was inspired by.
Yeah. Clothing.
Most likely, it's not on the list, but most likely complicit also lah. Most likely.
They are.
KFC.
Not in our list.
KFC.
Yes.
Boycott. KFC.
Not in the list.
Okay. Zeus.
It's not enough. You should say yes or no.
Yeah. There's no put pressure. This is a final run through. Zeus Coffee.
Not in our list.
Zeus Coffee.
Zeus Coffee is Malay, right?
It's Malaysian.
No.
No boycott.
No, I go for the local brands always.
Okay, so support local brands.
Yes.
Support Zeus Coffee. Zeus Coffee.
Go ahead.
Yeah, support. Keep going. Yeah. Okay. Pizza Hut?
In BDS list, yeah.
Pizza Hut?
Yes.
Pizza Hut.
In the list.
Okay, here we go. iPhone.
Not in BDS list. But in the pressure.
Yes or no?
Right?
Oh, wait, is it?
There's a long answer to that.
iPhone is not in the list or no?
Not
Even
in
though
our
BlackRock owns investment in
yeah,
Apple?
we are going to ask BlackRock we are going countries to divest from BlackRock.
Okay.
So that's how, right?
Apple, iPhone?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Oh, I just showed you BlackRock invested
You
in
showed
Apple.
me, but I mean, like, I didn't
Do
buy
that,
from
yeah.
iPhone, and
Your
I'm
friends buy Apple, Leen?
no, mostly Android. They're not that rich, but let's face it. I mean, we cannot directly boycott Google, Microsoft, and everything because we don't have alternatives.
No, iPhone.
But for iPhone, I think there is alternatives. So if they're, what I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna do my research before I boycott.
Oh, that's good. That's a good ending to this conversation.
Yes.
Malaysia. Hopefully, guys, you guys do your research sebelum boycott. Satu benda, Prof, before I wrap it up. Satu trend baru lah yang Cap nampak sejak trend boycott ni berlaku. Cap perasan makin lama lah dekat Facebook, TikTok, orang start petikai bukan isu Palestine, pasal dia main isu kaum. Ni barang Melayu kena sokong. Tiba-tiba dia check background syarikat ni, contoh brand lah. Oh, ni tengok nama ni semua nama Cina. Sokonglah Melayu punya produk. Apa pendapat Prof?
Saya kata kalau kita nak membina negara kita yang ada berbagai-bagai bangsa, kita tak boleh buat isu boycott ni berdasarkan bangsa. Dia akan memecah belahkan masyarakat.
Betul.
Tapi kalau kita kalau ada keluarga kita yang buat bisnes, natural lah kita akan beli barang daripada keluarga kita. Sama juga daripada bangsa kita, dia is natural. Tapi janganlah buat campaign pula, jangan beli daripada jiran ini bukan keluarga kita, jangan beli. Itu it's not good. Dalam kampung
Betul.
kalau kita anak saudara kita buka gerai goreng pisang, kita beli daripada dia. Tapi orang lain punya jangan beli daripada dia. Jangan cakap macam tu.
Betul.
Sama juga dalam Malaysia. Kita nak beli daripada kawan-kawan kita ke bangsa kita, go ahead. Tapi janganlah campaign, jangan beli daripada bangsa ni, jangan beli bangsa
Tapi
ni.
Prof,
Itu akan memecah belahkan masyarakat.
Trend pasal type M, type C, type I.
No, saya tak setuju.
I think it's
As
very
a
negative.
non-Malay,
Yeah.
I think that's very unhealthy. Yeah. Like, why are you doing this to us? We are Malaysian too, and do not do this emotionally. Like she said, do some research and be sure why you're doing this.
Correct.
Don't do this out of spite and because you do not like certain races or anything.
I feel like, to be honest, a lot of them lost track of Palestine.
Exactly.
They started focusing on race. There's so much posting on Facebook now. They say, ni bukan Melayu punya Bumi Putra punya syarikat atau company. Buat apa nak support? So when I see all these comments, I tell you guys, you're losing track of the reason why we boycott in the first place. Now it's becoming like satu culture of boycott. Bukan Melayu, boycott. Bukan Melayu, boycott. It's getting out of hand.
And I don't think it's Islamic either, right?
Kita menentang kezaliman, bukan menentang bangsa.
You have to know who's your enemy and focus on one enemy, the main enemy. That's it. If you don't know who's your enemy, then you're lost. 100%. You're gonna be fighting everyone.
But what we are doing right now, people are so mad at me for saying that these are not in the list, and they are accusing me for getting sponsored by Zeus. Which I'm not, by the way. If Zeus want to sponsor me, I'm ready.
What happened? So share the story. What happened?
Because they were asking about if Zeus is in the list. So I said it's not. And they were like...
But even Starbucks not on the list.
Yeah, it's not. So they're not mad about that. So they're only mad about Zeus.
Why?
Nothing wrong with Zeus. Zeus is a local brand. No, because here's the story with Zeus. Okay, Zeus buat satu event dengan Adidas.
Faham. Okay,
alright?
Yes.
They just one-off event. Okay. Right? Mungkin, maybe,
Sponsor
I don't know.
Or something.
Just event. So mungkin, maybe the board of directors are not aware that Adidas was in the list. Even honestly, I didn't know that Adidas, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I remember, but people tell Zeus not to do this again. And that's the main point. Not to repeat, but not to fight with people.
Correct. And then they leaked the photo of the directors of Zeus. That's when they became, for me lah, ni pendapat Cap lah. I baca komen dekat gambar yang tunjuk director Zeus ni, ada orang start type C, tak payah type C, and then they orang letak brand Melayu, brand coffee ni buatan Melayu. So when I saw that momentum, I'm like, guys, you are losing the focus of Palestine. Event saja, right? So for me, support Malaysian products, right? Selagi Malaysian company tu tak jelas, like Prof said, complicit in supporting Israel. Hey, nothing wrong.
And they don't realize they are doing exactly what the Zionists are doing, like being racist.
Correct. And the problem with orang kita is the moment kita petik bangsa atau agama, Palestine atau bangsa, we, sorry to say, macam almost buta-buta langgar in ikut. Unfortunately. So I hope like this session can remind everybody with Leen here, with BDS here, kembali kepada kita punya kiblat, our first niat, our direction, like Prof said, strategy. Hopefully we go back to our asal punya strategy and not make this a race issue. Inshallah. KESAN Prof, how long do you think it'll take until Israel goyang?
Inshallah very soon. I don't see it. I cannot give the exact months and years lah. Tapi the trend shows that Zionism is going, a project in Palestine is going to collapse very, very soon. The graph is, for them, is going down really fast.
Also, they are spending money to do the Hasbara and to like do anti-BDS law, this kind of thing. Correct. So it is like affecting
even
them.
the people in Tel Aviv have been protesting the war. It's like you guys, I'm not sure if people watch the news there, but the leader is losing vote and losing support in his own occupied state. You know what I mean? Leen, any last words you're originally from Palestine?
I'm half Palestinian, half Syrian.
Okay.
Originally from Palestine.
Any last words for Rakyat Malaysia? So this place normally goes viral. Any last words that you want to sampaikan kepada Rakyat Malaysia?
I would love them to focus on. Okay, this is a bit hard. Like we've been speaking, it's overwhelming a bit. Like remembering everything that is happening. I know that Malaysians are really supportive of Palestine and the Palestinian people as well, but I just wish from them that to see this is not a trend, and the genocide that is happening in Gaza, it's a history repeating itself because our grandparents have witnessed this during the Nakba, and what's happening now in Gaza is even way much worse than what we have read about al-Nakba. So I just wish for them to be friends of Palestine and the ambassadors of Palestine, because they already know much about our cause. They can know even more, and they can do more advocacy about Palestine for the neighboring countries and for many others who doesn't have the knowledge about this. So Malaysians have the power themselves to be the advocates, not only to wait for Palestinians and others to tell them what to do. They have the power, they have the platform, they have the support of their government and country to have a stronger role in liberating Palestine. So I just wish that the young people, especially in Malaysia, to think in this way and to approach in new means and new initiatives to be vocal more about Palestine, like in the neighboring country, in ASEAN country mainly, and have your own local programs that you think will make Malaysia even more louder when it comes to the issue of Palestine. You are on the right track, you are doing enough, you are doing good, but you can and you are capable of doing more. So that's what I wish from them, and not to lose track by talking about like, I'm not sure if anyone is still considering like the idea of not boycotting any brand that supports Israel, but I wish from them to do way much more, because they are capable actually. And yeah, that would be my message. Keep Gaza in your prayers, and not only in your prayers, in your actions. Supporting Gaza is something that you can do daily, and supporting Palestine because it's very straightforward.